What's up, everybody? What's up? Welcome back to the greatest show on YouTube, the Three Black Heathen Show. With the three greatest hosts, myself, Emperor Atheist, Nate Brody, MP, the Philosophical Slayer, and Dragnot Silvers. What's going on, y'all? We know it's been a minute. Been doing different things, man. But listen. We're going to start our two shows. We're going to start, matter of fact, we just discussed that this week. And also, before we even get off into, we're doing current event tonight and whatever else y'all want to talk about. We don't care. We like to be challenged and so forth. But what we want to do tonight, before we even start, want to make sure y'all hit the like button. Also, go on our individual channels. They go to Nate Brody's MP's channel and Drag channel. Because drag is a good name for drag because you always dragging your favorite cousin. And go and always hit the subscribe button and like button for all three of our individual channels as well. And make sure also, before I forget, make sure to please visit our Patreon. And like us on YouTube and subscribe to us. But as of right now, I've been on vacation, a very strong vacation, I would have to say. But right now, I want to pass this over to Drag or Nate or whatever else we want to get into first, because I know we got a lot to talk about tonight. So on y'all, bro.
What I've been doing is
nobody believes that. You're gonna still talk about it.
Oh man. You gonna lose like Drag lost. Okay.
I lost due to a technicality.
the reason why I'm done is because sorry,
who can't hear you?
All right, no, that's outside. They couldn't hear me.
Hear you?
They can hear me now. They can hear me now. Sorry about that.
Okay,
no,
okay.
So what I was saying, everyone,
Cool.
because I just unmuted myself, was that I'm done with the whole definition of atheism thing. These guys don't believe me. But the reason why I'm going to be done with it is because I've been finding, I feel like I've been obsessed with it. You know what I'm saying? It just was just going crazy for me. I don't know. I was just like, it was just a never ending story. And no matter what you point out, no matter how many contradiction, anything, it was there's no way I was going to convince them. It was like me trying to convince Jesus. It just wasn't happening. So I'm done with it.
Okay, all right, okay. If that's what you say, brother.
Well, I feel it's just time to move on. It was just like I was looking at my videos, like my last 10 videos was on this subject, and I was like, it's ridiculous. I'm obsessed with it right now.
But I think just on that subject, I'm sure you don't want to probably talk about this tonight, but I think it's still an important subject. You've done great, man. His little fanboys are still saying that you strawman them, but I think everybody that have actually unbiasedly watched and heard what Steve McCray has been saying for years about atheism and as it pertains to agnosticism and all of the different SCP definitions. I think everybody, like I said, unbiasedly have looked at your videos, actually can tell that you have done a great job at actually slicing it up.
No, I tried, and I was just trying to respond to what people was giving me. That you give me a conspiracy theory, I'm gonna call it a conspiracy theory. It just is what it is. And someone was telling me today maybe I've been too hostile to it because I'm always talking about like in a sense where since I've come from the background of being hostile to religion, because I thought, like, when I came out of religion, I thought I was lied to. I thought people just straight up lied to me. I was like, yo, you told me this is all bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
so I was coming from that thing, and so I'm very, very, very skeptical when people tell me something is actually the case. You know, I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna read the source. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And if I find out that it's bullshit, sometimes I just, you know, I'm putting it out there. You know, I think this is bullshit. And sometimes people feel, you know, it gets rubbed the wrong way like that. But that's just like my personality when it comes to stuff like that. If you telling me something is true, then and I find out that shit is false, I'm blasting you.
Well, you know, I don't think the term should be used, but I think all of us should be at some degree hostile towards it. You know what I mean? Religion or not, I mean, I think we should be, you know, I won't use the term hostile. I use the synonym. Maybe we should be, you know, quite with it. You know what I mean? Just be direct. As far as opposed to untruths, you know what I mean? So I don't call it hostile, but we should be opposed to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. I
mean, it depends what you mean by hostile. Hostile toward the people,
right? No, not hostile toward the people. Hostile toward the message.
Yeah, toward the message, but that, you know, but sometimes it's better to.
We know, you know, the reason we're saying, we know you don't have nothing personal against Steve, if that's what they're saying.
Oh no, I don't have anything personal against any of them. I just hate the arguments, you know, and some
they bullshit. Right.
Yeah,
bullshit arguments, and they should be point blank.
That's all she wrote. So Drag. So what have you been up to for the past couple of weeks?
Man, I've been enjoying my free time. One of the most stressful semesters I ever had in my life, organic chemistry and shit like that. So I sat my black ass home and played video games all day. And so I said, screw it. I'm gonna clean my mind, my mental palate. And sure as shit, man, I got to this semester, got some classes, taking my first ever graduate course as an undergrad, so I feel pretty proud about that. But
nice.
Man, I had some shit land in my lap where this dumb motherfucker, I call him a Jersey retard, trying to grift people out of money twice in 1 month, trying to take people money.
Now hold on. I think we got to move G-Man up from con man to con artist, because right now he living in somebody else's house and they paying for him, right? So he's a con artiste. He's not a con man no more. He's upgraded.
He's he got upset. You know, nobody can buy me. I'm like, bro, you went in somebody's house for free. They paying for your electricity, your water, your phone bill. You calling, begging them for money because you can't eat. They paying for your food. You a bald nigga. I don't care what you color it with. I can call anyone of my relatives, especially older ones. If I describe that scenario, they're gonna say that nigga bought. That's exactly word for word, verbatim. He can make as many videos as he wants, but you know what? And what did he say? Ain't nothing wrong with slavery in and of itself, and he'll be someone's slave as long as they paid him. And sure enough, somebody paid his ass, and he got upset. So I'm just saying, if you're gonna say some wild shit like that, at least live by it. At least stand by your words. Now he's gonna sue them. So now it's a conspiracy.
Hold on. You gotta tell the story right now, because right now we talking like people know what we talking about. We gotta let's go back. What's going on? What the hell's happening?
So y'all know the what's it, boy? Jesus H. Christ. He's an actor. He's an actor. He plays Jesus. People can pay him to say different things. He dressed like Jesus. So evidently Shanny knows him. You know Shanny. Yeah. And so this dude decides he wants to go after the actor Jesus for whatever reason, but I don't whatever reason. And so Shanny is in his chat saying, "What are you doing? This dude's an actor. You retarded?" Like, so G-Man talking about his long hair, and it's like, hold on for a second. Your boyfriend True got long hair. You don't say shit to him. Rev used to have long hair. What are you talking about? And so she's like, you need to turn on your phone. I'm trying to call you. He's like, oh, my phone off. And she's like, wait, what? Huh? What you mean your phone off? I just gave you money to pay that phone bill. What did you do with that money? See, what had happened was, and man, ever since that point, it done blew up. Turns out he started trying to, and Ben Pete, correct me if I'm wrong. So I've been calling this extortion. He said, because she said she was sent out that house. She gifted him a house that was actually Rev's house, but she said, okay, you need to get out. I'm done with you. You too much. So he says, "I'll get out the house if you give me $20,000."
You see, drag.
Wow.
Now I see the situation a little differently. I see the artistry in this thing. See, G-Man was able to convince a woman to give up her man's house, and not only give it up to him so he can live there, but live there for free. And she pay. They pay the utilities. They give him money for food, and they've been doing this for 3 months. And now it's so bad that they got to now evict him.
That's terrible, man.
And he hasn't been paying anything. So, G-Man, at this point, it's like he's hit the lotto. He's hit the lotto. And they still complaining about whether they want him to leave or not. So, only thing I'm going to say is, G-Man is a con artist.
Psychopathy said G-Man's a pimp.
Just think about that. If you heard that this guy got this woman, Shani, to give him her husband's spot, we would say that's impossible. That's crazy. That's G-Man right there. His game is tight.
But it wasn't because of something he did. She just offered it. And he just took it. It wasn't nothing like he had to go and talk her or woo her. Like I could see, because I had a homeboy I worked with at Lowe's, and man, he was slinging dick to his boss, his female boss, and she was buying him shoes and clothes and all type of shit. I'm like, how you work for her? She pay you twice.
The ultimate pimp. The ultimate pimp. It's the ultimate pimp right there. Yeah.
But this dude, he now trying to sue her. He's saying he's gonna sue her for entrapment. I'm dead serious, man. Look, he said he's gonna sue her for entrapment, for racism. He's gonna sue her for some other stupid shit too. I'm like, yeah, you can't spell lawsuit. Get the hell out of here.
And now he got, and then on top of that, he now is threatening to sue them for them paying for him to live in their house for free. This is only in America, people. Only in America.
That's retarded. Straight retarded.
Yeah, it's retarded, but you look at who you're dealing with there.
But her name is Shani for Christ. So what can you expect from her?
I maybe she's just gullible. I don't know, man. But I wouldn't know. I don't know why she offered that damn house to him. I wouldn't trust his ass with roadkill, with a dead cat in the middle of the road, much less a house. I'm like, no, indeed. No, why there's other people out there more deserving? Other Christians, that you can help out? No, ma'am.
Now, is it true that he moved his family into the house too?
Now, at some point, that's what I'm trying to get clarification on. I believe he actually does have other people in the house with him. Just based on certain things that I heard, but he has said that Ken Jones was there at some point. This was a few weeks ago. Ken Jones was coming over. I don't know if Ken Jones left. I don't know if Ken Jones still there. I have no idea. But at some point, it was more than just him. And from what I understand, too, he had to break in the house. He ain't had a key.
Okay.
Damn.
Hey, listen, y'all. Hey, check this out, y'all. Listen. We don't want to actually flood this show with ignorant-ass shit about G-Man because he's got to be the dumbest guy in the world. I know we might have to come back to G-Man and Shani for Jesus Christ girl later, man, because this shit is like this shit worse than Love Hip Hop. It's worse than Love Hip Hop, man.
Man, people eating this shit up. Yeah, no, man. We could talk about something else. Trust me, I've been talking about this shit all weekend.
This is
man.
real. This is.
I can't believe it. Honestly, I just can't believe it.
This is real life. This is real life. This is
what it is, man. Somebody just said it in the chat, and I totally agree. I think that the definition of atheism in Steve McCrae is Nate Dogg's Moby Dick, and G-Man and Shani for Christ is Dragnot's Moby Dick. Y'all gonna keep trying to kill this shit, and y'all addicted to this shit, and y'all can't help it. So, I mean,
yeah,
that's just what it is. That's just what it is, man.
No, it 100% is. But you know what? One thing for me is that I'm like Black Panther. You remember at the end of Captain America: Civil War when he didn't kill a guy, he said, "I won't let it consume me. I'm not gonna let it consume me.
Right.
It's over for me. I'm off the drug."
Right.
The definition of atheism means nothing to me no more.
T'Challa speaks.
Oh man, yo, so yo, do y'all know anybody affected by this damn government shutdown? No.
Yeah, a few people on Facebook.
Oh shit, man. I don't know. Them motherfuckers just be talking shit on Facebook, man. A lot of the motherfuckers don't even work, man. So I don't know, man.
Damn.
I did know a girl who worked at TSA. She said she just called in with a lot of her coworkers when it started. But Donald Trump is opening it back up though.
Yeah, but just imagine you having to go to work for what, 2 pay periods and not get paid. That's like 4 weeks and not get paid. Like you like that's some heavy shit right there.
Why would you go to work though? Why would you do that?
Because they're gonna fire you. They're gonna fire you. It's like they never gonna pay you, but they just ain't pay you for 4 weeks.
Man, please. There's got to be something illegal about that.
It sounds like slavery to me, but it's like they can force you to work and not pay you, and everybody's just cool with that.
And telling me they're gonna fire me if I don't fucking come to work. Kiss my motherfucking ass, man.
You're an essential employee.
But this stupid motherfucker, man, your 45th POTUS, he said I guess he's gonna open it up. What, 3 weeks? Is that what he said? 3 weeks?
Yeah, he won his border wall, and you know what though? To be honest with you. If I'm the Democrats, I'm going high. I'm saying I want comprehensive. I make them all citizens or some shit like that. Like, you want a permanent wall, I want permanent DACA and permanent immigration reform. Like, like they can shoot from the hip. Right now, they just kind of just like holding out. Like, oh yeah, we just not gonna give them a wall.
Nancy Pelosi kind of whipping his ass right now though. She winning.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but at the end of the day, you got to get us something. This winning and this perpetual winning ain't doing enough. You got to pass something. Yeah, give me DACA permanent. All right, yeah. Now we can start shaking our heads.
You got to make them put something down on paper. You're right.
Yeah, because we was just complaining about 8 years ago about the fucking Republicans always saying no to Obama. That's all they said. No, 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 no.
You're right. You're right about that. You're right about that.
But even though I don't really trust the Democrats as much as I trust the Republicans either, though, so they both fucking suspect.
Yeah, they're right. They're right. They're both suspect. But we just got to get the best out of whoever's gonna. Me and my girl was talking about this tonight. We was talking about Democrats and Republicans and why the fuck, we really didn't want Hillary Clinton to win, but we damn sure didn't want Donald Trump to win, and how black people are always trying to think about this Democratic thing instead of making candidates say, hey, motherfucker, this is who we gonna vote for if your policy says this, instead of us just trying to be loyal to one party as if this one particular gives a damn about us.
But speaking of that, Imp, how many Facebook posts you seen about Kamala Harris?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, right, exactly.
But I don't think she's going nowhere though. It's like she don't inspire me. You know what I'm saying? Like that's one thing about Trump. Even though he's a piece of shit, he had like some inspiration about it. He make a motherfucker move.
Yeah, he did, because he did come in hard talking that shit to the motherfuckers.
Yeah, straight up.
Motherfuckers, I'm not a politician.
I ain't never hear a motherfucker come out and say that before. No, I'm corrupt as a motherfucker. I paid the politicians. Yeah, I paid them all. I paid this one, that one. I know the game. Like, that's real talk.
So it was fun. Yeah, it was fun. I know he admitted all that. He grabbed him by the pussy and still won. That man say grab him by the pussy and he still won the presidency. So
the ultimate boss.
Goddamn gangster.
That's the ultimate. Yeah.
Goddamn apprentice.
Yeah, he's I grab him by the pee. What? Ain't that happening? Yeah. He got 14 women saying that he sexually assaulted them. He's like, so what? They ugly. Like, he even said, he was like, look at her, she ugly. Do you really think I be hitting it? Come on. That's not my speed. I'm like, what? That's this guy's response? That's the president's response?
That's gangster.
Yeah, he's like, yo,
that's some gangster shit.
That's
like some shit I would have said. Like, man, you sexually harass this ugly bitch? No, bro. That's gangster shit, though. You got to give us props for that.
Still won. Let somebody else say that shit. They be destroyed. Their career destroyed. Everything destroyed. Trump said, no, look at her. Look at her. That was his response. She's like, did you do it? Look at her. Look at her. What do you think?
Oh wow!
But it was that throwing that political correctness back in everybody's face. You know what I'm saying? Sleeping with prostitutes. Who cares? Sleeping, Trump is the ultimate boss.
Cajun fries.
Right. Who cares? Hey, that's great. Fuck it. Live your life, huh?
Hey. I tell you, if I'm running for president, I'm going to be like, treat me like Trump. I want Fox News to give me the Trump treatment. You know, if they catch me sleeping with a playmate, they got to give me the Trump treatment. It's not disqualifying. I don't know. It's politics is always hell.
Yeah, it is. It is. Do you think if he doesn't get impeached, do you think he's going to win another election?
Well, the poll, even though it's early now, the poll said like 60% of Americans said they're going to vote for anybody but Trump. So that's what you want. You want that number to be nice and high, where people say, "Listen, I'm going to vote for anybody but this guy."
Yeah, that's crazy.
So here's the,
I'm still wondering who the hell else. All these women. You see all these women popping up now?
Yeah.
Even besides Camille, you got all these other women popping up, telling me they're running for president now. Like, what the fuck? You know, Trump done started a campaign now, strong a presidential feminist movement. You know?
Yeah, because he said he grabbed him by the pussy, and
right, so,
deal with it. That's his, male women relationships or whatever. He grabs him by the pussy happily.
That's strange, man. That's strange.
Yeah, but that it's like we live in an alternate universe, and that's the universe we live in. So what the fuck can you do?
What can you do? You know, man, I was having a conversation the other day with a friend of mine. We was talking about what me and you was talking about earlier. Then we can shift back to politics or whatever.
No, whatever.
I was having this conversation. And any Christians or believers that may be in the chat, or any Christians, and by the way, y'all want to bring anybody else on to talk to us or debate or whatever, please tell them. I've been trying to get this black Hebrew guy, I keep forgetting his name, Judah something. He keep trying to call me out on Facebook. He don't call me out. He tell other people he want to debate me, so I don't know why the hell he doing that. But anybody else y'all want to get on here to come and just have a discussion about, their beliefs and we'll explain why we think they're ridiculous. But we was having this discussion, though, you was talking about it before the show started, about mythology, things that we consider mythical, Greek mythology, whatever, man, Egyptian mythology, African mythology, Norse pantheon. It's funny and it's arrogant to me. Why do religious people consider Zeus and all of these other things to be mythological in nature? When you ask them, say, what about Zeus? Well, he's not a creator god. Yahweh is. Jehovah is.
He's just made up stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, he just made up. He was just made up. The Greeks just made him up. The Norse people just, the Vikings, they just made up their god and so forth.
Extraordinary claims that require extraordinary evidence. I had a Christian say that to me once. Extraordinary.
You get revelation. That's all you need. The other religions, Zeus and Odin, they don't have divine revelation. So that's the difference. The magical stuff, you can just look. You can cast that aside. Man, everybody got magical stuff.
Yeah, that's crazy though. That's not a rational. Because me and Nate was talking about. I tried to give people credit where credit is due. How can we consider to have intellectual discourses with people in 2019, Drag, who believe that a woman was created through a man's rib? How can you still believe stuff like that and call yourself an intellectual debater, any type of person of reason and logic? And you believe shit like this. You believe that a man was in a well for 3 fucking days and nights, or you believe people raised from the damn dead. But yet you call all of these other cultural pantheons that are not as popular today, and we know those reasons why. But you call them mythical, call it mythology, but you accept yours as being true. It's crazy to me. It's almost like having a conversation with theists is kind of irrelevant, almost, But I like to do it for fun. But it's almost like, as far as trying to actually have it's like a real intellectual discourse, it's almost like irrelevant, man. It almost doesn't make
it depends on the topic. We talking about sports, they're gonna put that shit aside. We talking about how the world got to be what it is, and they're like a younger creationist. It's absolute bullshit every single time. It is hard for me to take some of these cats seriously. There's a dude that I talked to, what's his name, Aaron White, and this dude, claims he's getting his degree in biochemistry. I'm like, that's bullshit. But I was like, whatever. So he know a little something about a little science. And so me and him kind of chop it up. And he takes the Bible literally. And I said, man, all right, now you and I both supposed to have comparable knowledge in this area of science. Now you know good and damn well that we are carbon-based life forms. And you're telling me you believe a story where a motherfucker reached in his magical ethereal hand in the earth, in the ground, with silicon, not carbon, and molded a man and breathed into him and made a spirit and turned the man from dirt to flesh and all this other shit. But we're carbon based. And I'm like, man, that don't make no goddamn sense. So, oh no, the carbon was it? No, man, no, it wasn't. It was before the fall. That was way before the fall. Wouldn't be no carbon in there. Oh, I figured this out. This motherfucker ain't figured out shit since. Not a goddamn thing. Like, quit lying to yourself, man. Because he's a nice dude. I like talking to him. He's a nice dude, young dude. You know, kind of rash sometimes, but you know he's a nice dude. I'm like, you're about that bullshit, man.
Yo, I don't know why why it's always like that though. Like for me, like even last night I was in a room and we were trying to talk about, and they're like, yo, you know, we can get to the truth. So I'm like, what type of truth are we talking about? I'm like, you said we get to the truth. How are you determining this is true? You determine the Bible is true. So like, oh, it's religious truth. So I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? You know, why to qualify a religious truth? They're like, oh, well, religious, like you can have one religious truth and you can have the one religious truth and they both be true. So I'm like, that it's vacuous. It don't mean anything then. If everybody can just say we got religious truth and it actually be true, then that means nothing. It's meaningless. You're just telling me, you're telling me nothing. You're just saying it's true because it's true. And so, and it's funny because pushing them on that logic, it just came to the point where they didn't care at all. They just really didn't care at all. Their only thing their point was is that one person was saying it's a circle, one person was saying it's a square, and they were saying they both are correct. They both are true. And literally, I had in the room, the Christians even got to the point where they were saying facts don't have to be true.
That's pathetic, man.
Yeah.
You know, when you get to that point, that conversation's over. It's like you just suck at life. Just stop thinking. Give your air to a tree. Give it back to whatever tree that produced it. You just need to stop. If you get to that point mentally, you've effectively given up being human.
Oh wow, man!
You need to be a lower level creature of some sort. Because I'm sorry, if there's a separation between us and other life forms, is our ability to think, our cognition. If you're at the point where facts don't matter, you say fuck it, then you don't need to be part of the human race. Our cognition. If you're at the point where facts don't matter, you say fuck. Oh shit! Is that the audio? Then you don't need to be part of the human race.
Not really.
If you're at the point where facts don't matter, you say fuck. I hear myself. Oh shit! Is that the audio?
Yeah, I think Imp is watching us. Now? Yeah.
No, yeah, I turned it on. Y'all good now?
Yeah, we good. Yeah. We good.
Oh yeah, I went back into the I went into the chat for a minute and turned it up.
Oof.
Oh, we good.
Go ahead, Drag.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I just. Who were you talking to? Who said this? Who said that shit? Who was it?
I forgot. I think it's Hermione, something like that. I was at Irenic's room. We were talking to a whole bunch of people, and it came down to, I was like, well, do you believe facts are true? And they were like, well, they're two different things. And I'm like, okay, so tell me in what instance something that's a fact is not true? And they're like, well, we can't do that. So I'm like, all right, so are all truths facts? If we can say something is true, is it a fact? And they're like, no.
You said that?
Yeah, and I'm like, they said no, and I'm like, well, you guys don't know what you're talking about because all facts are true. If you're telling me you can have alternative facts, then that's it. It's whatever.
What? Oh, well, I need to talk to Ermine. That don't she's one of the more rational ones. That sounds crazy as hell. I'm not saying I don't believe you, but I need to. Man, I don't know, man.
No, I'll play the video. It just was like insane.
What? Facts don't matter, Eric. Come on,
Drag, you give these people way too much credit, man. You're supposed to believe people a Jew 2,000 years ago resurrected from the dead, man. I mean,
magic.
They might say anything.
It just got to the point where they were desperate just to win points, and it's just like, well, facts and truth are two different things, and this and this. So I was like, all right, you know, right now we're at the point where they literally were talking about one person could say that true is, you know, religious truth is A, the next person could say religious truth is not A, and both of those are actual truths. And I'm like, okay, that's insane. You are crazy, and this is not. You are not making any sense. But
oh wow,
they thought they were proof. They thought they were proving it. So
these are amazing people y'all be talking to, man. They're amazing people, man.
They're entertaining.
Yeah, they are entertaining, Dre. They're very entertaining. Hey man, that's all I gotta say. I see your favorite troll is in the chat.
Is he? Is it our fan?
Yeah, yeah.
Jeez, I heard he been saying you know, they say he stopped talking. He don't talk to women on here no more. You heard that?
What happened?
You don't talk to who?
I had like 3 separate people saying that he's like he been blocking all the women. Like he don't talk to women no more.
Yeah, I don't think he like women. He been saying that shit. He don't like women.
Yeah, I know he gay. No, I know he gay. No, but no, like it's funny because he was you know, Cliff Jumper came out, huh? He's Cliff Jumper is now Laura. So you know how he feels about yeah. So Cliff just is a trans now. So because of that, it's weird because Jesus Laura started tripping because Cliff Jumper is now Laura. So oh no, you ain't no woman. But then Jesus Lord blocked him and then said I don't talk to women. It's like, bitch, you just said you don't recognize, but then you blocked it because you're a woman. So what is it? Which one? You got to choose one. I'm like, these people are tripped.
Man. Yeah, they strange people, man.
Yeah.
You gotta just stick them in a jelly bean jar where they belong, man. It's a bunch of jelly beans, man. That's all. But hey, listen, man. We do you remember the list that we had of the people that we said we was gonna have on this show? Do y'all remember the list we had?
Yeah. I think it's somewhere in that damn chat. I'm gonna find it again. I do have a fledgling black Hebrew. One of my homegirls hooked me up with. He said he'd come on the show. So we can definitely probably get him on here next week or the week after if I can get a hold of him again.
That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be hella fun. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he said, you know, he's only been he said I've been in this truth for about a year now, and I was like, in this truth? What you mean this truth? You know, so he's one of these people who he says there's multiple truths out there. I had him qualify that a bit better. I said, man, that's maybe I just kind of iffy as to how he phrased that, but Christians
love to play that game for some reason with truth. You know, everybody's got their own truth. You know, truth is what you make it. It's like no, truth is, you know, this is objective. We gotta agree it's true. You know, it's just not true for you.
Tom say black Hebrew, is that a joke or something real? Hell yeah, it's real. Where you been?
Yeah,
Tom?
yeah.
Where you from, Tom? There's black Hebrews all over everywhere. DC, New York, Jersey. They be on the corners.
Now those were the ones that weren't those the black Hebrew Israelites, weren't those the ones that got in the beef with the Trump kids? The kids who were wearing the Trump hat?
They were out there young.
Yeah. They told the Indians, did you hear what they told? Did you hear what these clown-ass Negroes told the Native Americans out there, man?
What?
They told the Native Americans that you lost your land because you didn't believe in the true God Yahweh. Man, bro. They said that, dude. They told the Indians out there that you lost your land. This ignorance is at a way time how these clowns. So you lost your land because you do not believe in the true God of the Bible. I swear they said it, dude.
Wow. You
can look it up on YouTube. It's right there on YouTube. They recorded them clowns saying that.
Somebody gonna go
holy crap. Yeah, really. Hey man, I couldn't believe. I mean, I ain't gonna say it shocked me that they would say dumb shit like that, but I'm like, damn, man, y'all really said that for real? Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
I mean, that just shows you how bad their thinking is, man. I'm like, wow, man, that's terrible, man.
Yeah.
But yet God ain't gave y'all Israel yet. Y'all go over to Israel, they're gonna kill y'all ass talking about give me my land. I always tell the black Hebrews, why don't you take your ass back over to Israel and see what the white folks do to you?
They
got their own colleges and universities. They got their own military. What Yahweh ain't blessed y'all with shit. Y'all still on the corners in the ghettos with these goddamn Power Ranger outfits. Screaming people to the microphone. Man, y'all some damn fools, man. Like, really, some damn fools. I'm like, oh, my God, man. Well, get these people out of here, man.
Looking like Sailor Moon.
Yeah, get that. Yeah, let's get that Hebrew on here, man. I'm trying to get this other dude named Judah Natsu or something. Whatever this clown name is.
Is it Judah Natsua?
That's him.
Yeah. I think what's his name? Kristen Bell has been sending me shit about him. I need to sit down because I listened to a little bit. I say, but he's talking wow, he's talking crazy. I said, all right.
Yeah, we got to get him on the show just for a fun night. Yeah, you know, just for a fun night because you know he ain't gonna be talking about shit. You already know. He ain't gonna be talking about it. So he see how many times he gonna call the white man the devil and all that shit and call us stupid for not believing in his God Yahweh. So that'll be a fun night. Just make sure that we get him on.
One thing
I'm gonna get him on my channel too though.
But the thing is that do then you guys may have to educate me. Do they argue from the Bible, the Black Hebrew Israelites?
Yeah, the King James version is their main version that they are. King James, yeah, that's what they argue from the Bible.
Oh wow!
And they basically a lot of them are Christians. You got certain groups. You have like the basically you have the IOC, you know, the Christians. You have ISU, International School Universal Practice. Now that's probably the biggest. That's probably the biggest Black Hebrew sect now. Basically with General Yohana, which I've talked to General Yohana several times. He's avoided debating me for the last years. Yeah, my brother Garfield. He's scared to debate us. He's been running from us. But that's one of the biggest sects, Universal School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Then you got GOCC, God of Christ. In church, they Black Hebrews. They wear the red and black. You got different little sects. Then you got GMI, one of the ones who follow Ben Yahweh, who died in federal time. That's one of the oldest, just the regular Black Hebrew Israelites. Then you had the African Hebrew Israelites who actually moved to Israel. This was the only African, so-called African American group that actually went over to Israel. They was under a brother back in the 60s out of Chicago and 70s named Ben Ami. Now, Ben Ami, I used to read a lot of his books. I actually met his son, Prince Yasriel, a few years ago. They also teach from the Bible, and everybody Black, but they are more of laid back. But ASU, as far as the Israeli School of Universal Practical Knowledge up there in Brooklyn and New York and all around, that's the biggest group. That's the group that you're gonna basically see on the corners, screaming it, telling you you're going to hell and all this shit. They're the ones we've been trying to get at.
Well,
so you got different sects.
So why they don't want to come and talk to folks? Because they can yell on the street corner, but they don't want to come and just discuss shit with folks. I don't understand that.
Nah, they don't want to do that. That's what they like to do. They like to get on the street corners and just scream on the microphone. I mean, if you run up on them, then they still not gonna give you a real debate. One thing they're gonna do, they're gonna try to overtalk you, and they're gonna just tell their brothers to read out Bible verses real loud. And you're not gonna get a real discourse with them. You're not gonna get a real debate. They don't care about textual history. They don't know Hebrew. They don't know Hebrew. They don't understand thought. They don't understand DNA. They don't care about any of that. They say all of Israel is Black. Judah, the tribe of Judah is basically the tribe where Black people in America come from. Other tribes like Issachar or Gad, these are the Mexican tribes, or these are the Indians. So everybody of the 12 tribes of Israel, there's no white people, 12 tribes of Israel. Everybody is basically Black. And they hate Africa, by the way. They hate Africans. They say that they're not African-blooded. They hate Africans. They can't stand Africa. They're anti-African. They really some bootlickers. But they say that the Indians and the Mexicans are make up the other 12 tribes. That's their train of thought. It's straight stupid.
Wow, you explained it so well too. I'm like, what the fuck? Well, I'm glad I'm just not a part of it because I don't know. It's as soon as you say God's involved, and I'm already skeptical enough as it is. What?
How you hate Africa? How you hate the people you come from?
Religion to make you do shit like that. Religion to make you do crazy shit like that.
Yes, you do. It make you say all type of shit.
But you know what
Tom
though?
in the chat said, go ahead, Nate. Go ahead, Nate.
No, you said in the chat. What do you say?
No, Tom asked a question. He said, "Do the Black Hebrews event?" Hell no, they don't.
No, I don't think so.
No, they just from street corners. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yo, what do you guys think about this hypothetical? This is something that we've been talking about the past couple of days. Is about, let's say, now the hypothetical goes like this: we're not from Earth. We're like space aliens, and we're traveling, and we eventually we come across a piece of technology. It's like a chest, and in that chest is nothing but Spider-Man comic books. Nothing. It's only Spider-Man comic books from Earth. So we go back to Earth and we see all the places. Like there's no life on the planet. It's like a wasteland, a desert wasteland. But we see the buildings and stuff left behind by civilization. Would it be reasonable to believe that Spider-Man existed based on the evidence that you had?
Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah. I would think so. What?
Most Christians that I asked that question to say no. And it's funny to see how it's flipped, because most atheists say yes to that question. Most Christians say no, and then when you flip it to the Bible, most atheists say no, and then Christians say yes. So it's interesting to see why people come to that conclusion.
Well, for me, it's like, okay, if you don't have any other information, but you have a description of kind of what's happening, and you can identify illustrations of events and or places, and then you see the events unfold, like, why wouldn't you think that this is a representation of something that happened? Like, that's a comic book is a fairly unique piece of media. Because you think about, they have comic books in ancient Greece. I'm pretty sure they had depictions. They usually had like depictions of stories of stuff that happened or what they believed to have happened. And there's places that actually align with, that. Like, was it the Parthenon in what you call it? I'm just going on top of my head, but like that, it is very reasonable to believe. Like, if you have no prior knowledge of what a comic book is, you would think it's a depiction of some.
I think Drag cut off. Oh, everybody.
Yeah,
yeah. I think we all went mute for a second.
Oh shit! Yeah, I think we all hit the mute. But
you know what? Go ahead, Drag.
No, I was gonna say, I wonder why did the Christians say no? I'm curious as to why they don't think that's real.
Well, generally, I'm not sure why Christians say no, but I think the problem is with the Spider-Man comic book, it's consistent. Like nobody ever, when atheists say no, there's nothing that they foresee within the comic book that would align it that you could say this is false. Like, for instance, when it comes to religion, how evolution, how it says the sun before, that there's an earth before the sun, like those contradictions make you say it's not consistent, so that's why you reject it. Whereas with the Spider-Man comic books, we're assuming everything is consistent, and if it is, then there's no way for us to tell whether it's real or not. We just have to go on that assumption.
But that's a good point. That's a good. I'm gonna make a great point. I think it's a great point. Stan Lee was a better writer than the Bible writers. I mean, think about it. Stan Lee actually talked about things that were real. I mean, he didn't just. I mean, things that could be possible, even down to his characters like the Goblin and different characters that Spider-Man fought against. It was still kind of real stuff, that more realistic. But now going back on Drag's point, because the Bible is a comic book too. I mean, just like the Bible is a big comic book, but just going on what Drag said about the point he made about writings, ancient writings that had, that were basically comic book in literature. Think about it. They use real cities. You go back to the writer Homer. Homer wrote the Iliad and the Odyssey. And if we would just found the Iliad and the Odyssey, we would actually think that those Trojan stories were real, because he used real cities. He used real life things. You understand what I'm saying? So if we just didn't know that Homer was a type of satire writer or mythical writer, we would actually think the Iliad and Odyssey were real stories. So And I think those stories are better written than the Bible. Those are much better stories than Iliad and Odyssey. That's much better than the Bible. William Shakespeare wrote better things than the Bible. So, yeah, I could go with that. I could go with that. It made sense. But the Bible, and a lot of things in the Bible really don't make a lot of good sense, man. I mean, it just don't make sense. So, yeah, I could kind of go with that.
I don't want to take credit for it. It's what's her name? Ermine? She was the one that actually made the observation, so I do want to give her credit to where credit's due.
That's a great observation. That's a great observation.
But now I'm trying to figure out, because I don't understand why Christians reject it. Because Christians, it just seems more logical to me that you would believe the Spider-Man account than you believe the Jesus account. Because the Jesus account is filled with holes. You know, the whole thing is like a big hole. So, but
before you see a bunch of holes.
But the problem is that they can. I think, like, you know, if I was a Christian, I would point to that and say there's a bias there. You know, you're saying right now you'd rather believe Spider-Man than Jesus. You know, how would you guys respond to that criticism?
Say that again now, Nate.
Like, if a religious person was to say, well, listen, if you can believe in Spider-Man, why can't you believe in Jesus? Because there's really the same thing. They're both telling the same story.
Well, I mean, first of all, I mean, it's a hypothetical question. I mean, we know for a fact that Stan Lee created all of these things.
Yeah.
This is something that we know, okay? Actually, even if we found the Spider-Man book in space, you still would see that it says Stan Lee, created by Stan Lee. So obviously we would have to think that Stan Lee was some god or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's right there in the book. It says created by Stan Lee. But as far as the Bible and compared to comic books, I mean, I can kind of put them on the same damn level, but still the Bible, we know what the Bible is. I mean, we actually know this. We know what Spider-Man comic books are. But like I said, even if we just say we found the Bible, just replace Bible with comic books, and we see the word earth in the Bible, then I'm sure we would believe that trash until we did further verification. That would be the only thing we'll have to go on is the Bible. If that's the only thing we found, and it drew us back to earth, right? And we just knew some kind of way that this book came from this particular rock, or, you know, this third rock from the sun, then I'm sure we would believe that garbage too, just like we grew up believing it, because we were indoctrinated with this garbage. So, you know, I mean, I guess it could go either way, you know what I mean, logically.
Amen. I agree with you 100%. Drag, you still there?
Yeah, man, I'm still here.
Oh, you been quiet.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this guy's is AFK on us right now.
Yeah, for a little bit. I had to walk off and grab something real quick.
You know what? You know when I start feeling old, when somebody starts typing those shorthand, those internet shorthand, and I gotta look that shit up. I'm like, oh, what the fuck does this mean? TTYL. Oh,
yeah. Yeah, all that bullshit. Yeah.
What you're saying, Imp?
Appreciate that, Psychopath. He said, let's get some more likes. Yeah, man. No, I was just saying. I mean, you know, I guess it could go both ways. Like I said, I guess if we found the box just with Bibles in it, I guess we would believe that too. That's all we had to go on. But since that's not the case, and these are hypothetical questions,
Yeah.
I mean, the Bible is bullshit. We know what it is. It's just like the rest of the stuff. You know, it's back to our regular conversation. How can you rationalize that Greek mythology and Zeus is not real, and Ra and Horus and Set is not real, and Thor and Odin and all of these people are not real, but some kind of way Yahweh, Jesus Christ, talking donkeys, talking snakes, people raising from the dead is real. A man turning water into wine.
Yeah, it happens every day.
You know, you manipulating water into wine. We still ain't figured out how to do that yet. We understand the periodic table like no other, but we still can't tell you how to turn H2O into some fucking wine now. I don't, you know, how did he do that? How did he do some dumb shit like that? We don't know. But I'm sure, you know, I guess, you know, the god of wine, you know, Apollo and Aphrodite and all these people who were the god of wine and the god of alchemy, I guess y'all don't want to accept them, but you'll believe Jesus Christ did it. So it's, you know, it's strange. It's a contradiction. It's the biggest form of cognitive dissonance out. So, you know.
Yeah, it's
sometimes I think we're wasting our breath, but we're really not.
No, but you know, it's interesting because I that you can say the same thing about the atheist experience. You know, they probably were just sitting in there in, you know, bloody red Texas, you know, the Bible Belt, you know, and them screaming public over atheist experience. You know, that was probably just took hell. But eventually, just, you know, it just comes over, because that's what I think is one of the biggest problems in the black community too, is that we are just, you know, it's just about it's about these churches and these what's it called, prosperity gospel is the worst of the worst. Gospel. Oh my God.
Yes, it is. It's there. Your Creflo Dollars and your TD Jakes and all these snakes. TD snakes. That's what I call them.
But you know, they got the easiest job in the world. Just tell people what they want to hear, and tell them. Tax free. And the only thing they got to do is they literally the thing is that God wants you to give to me as much as possible, because then He's going to give it back to you. I love that.
Amen, brother.
We in the wrong business. I forget studying, be a fucking prosperity gospel preacher, and live the high life.
Yo, did you see the one that wanted the jet? Where he was like, "Yo, I want a jet." That was Creflo Dollar. Where like,
was it him?
God wanted him to get a jet. Yeah, but there was one.
Yeah, that's Creflo Dollar. Yeah.
There was one who was bragging about it. He was like, "Yeah, I got." There was one that was bragging about it. He was like, "Yo, I had a brand new jet. I paid cash for it, and fuck the haters." I'm like, "What? Amen, Pastor. If you can buy it, you know." And those fools are still, those poor people still going to go to those churches and pay more money. It's just what is going on?
They're not. If they can give him money for a jet, they ain't poor.
No, that's right. That's terrible, man.
I'm poor. Give me money. Shit. I'm not. No. I don't know what it is. I guess when folks get money, they lose their damn mind. Maybe that's what it is.
That's
true. Man, you think about this, Drag. Nate, think about this, man. Just the history of religion, just in America, or Christianity, just in America, man. Religion has not only just made people give their money, because that's bad. That's real bad, especially in the black community when your preacher is just stacking his money up in basically 9 times 10 a white-owned bank, who is basically going to give that money back to contractors, construction company owners, to basically get that money to use to gentrify your own neighborhood where your grandma been for 30, 40 years. That none of that money that you give to the church is going into that white bank, is going back into your black community. So that's number one poison right there. Secondly, when you think about just religion, besides the money part, besides the pimping, man, you talking about all of the cults. Like, go back to Jim Jones. Go back to the spaceship guy, man, who made people kill themselves because they believed they was going to heaven, or the one that believed they killed themselves because they thought a spaceship with Jesus was coming to pick them up. I forgot the name. What was it? It was I forgot the name of that one. It was up in Indiana. Then you had Jim Jones. You had who?
Doe. I know you're talking about. Yeah, it's called the leader was called Doe or something like that.
Right. Then you had, don't forget about the Waco, Texas guy, David Koresh. Yeah, I mean, it's so many. The boy Michael Corley in Missouri, they had all those people to kill themselves. They thought a rapture was coming the next day. Like 70 people killed themselves. It was in the 90s. So I can go on and on, just worse scenarios, worse than people getting away money just being food. People killing themselves because they believe in this crap, man. And it's terrible, man, that people still believe in this garbage. And you killing your kids and taking poison because you really letting snakes bite you. You know, you having church where these dumbass people talking about the power of Jesus, letting poison snakes bite their stupid ass. This shit is bad, man. It's bad, man. That's all I can say, man. It's bad. It's worse than bad.
Yeah. It's religious, man. It's religious. That's what it is.
I don't know what to say about it, man. It's terrible, man.
Yeah.
But we got to get some more people on here, man, to discuss this stuff they believe in, man. We really do.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's what we should just do. Start getting some of these Christians on, because like when I went over to Darth Dawkins' room, you heard about Darth getting like slaughtered, right? They doxed the hell out of him and
some female by a female.
Yeah, by what's her name? What's the girl's name? Godless girl.
Yeah, Godless girl. Yeah.
But
I heard she raped him.
Yeah, it was
yeah, man.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was vicious. It was
what
vicious.
Did he do? Did he run? Did he cry? What happened?
Yo, she put him on hush mouth right out
was
the back.
Was this on YouTube?
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's on YouTube.
I haven't seen it. I just who told me? Somebody from the great community told me about it. They said, man, what's her name? Godless. What's her name? Godless mom, not godless mom. Godless something. Say she got you. She got your boy, man. I said, oh, yeah, really?
Yeah, but it was like some more straight off masochistic shit though. Like that was kind of crazy.
What you mean masochistic? What you mean?
Nah, like she like they went all in. They were like, yo, your kids don't love you. You know that like they were like giving out his like full family history. Like this person was arrested. You ain't got no job. Like they went deep.
Oh, they knew. Oh, the person knew him personally.
They went through all his business, like his name, his kids, his wife. Like they laid it.
Oh yeah,
out.
man.
Yeah, it was like insane.
But it's funny when shit like that happens because you talk to people like that. It's like, you know, you probably an ugly ass dude. Nobody likes you in real life. Like like he is actually one of those stereotypes. Like his family don't like him. His kids.
So he really is a bomb. He's a bomb dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I
can kind of tell that. When I was talking to
you can tell like he's really insecure, right? It's obvious, but then when your own kids confront it, man, that's whoa. It's hard to come back from that one. Evidently, they said your wife left you. I don't know how you got that hot wife now. Some other dude fucking her. I was like, oh man,
that's terrible. Damn, dog. Jesus didn't look out for you, buddy.
Nope. I guess he figured that since the what does he say?
Say God won't let you bad.
I'll try. What is that line? He's I guess he didn't presume the unification of nature. What is it? Or the consistency? And what the fuck does he say?
You know, Dart says the damn, I know what you're talking about. Now
you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's the shit he always says.
The uniformity of nature. The uniformity of nature.
Yeah. I wonder how well his wife's pussy conformed to that new dick.
Wow.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Wow.
God, they thrashed, but they've been looking to get him for a while. So I know she must have had an orgasm with that when she hit the button. But oh my God.
So they must actually been researching them, because I told a lot of people hit me up in my Facebook. They was hitting me up in my Facebook saying, "Hey man, we got this Discord, man, where we going at Darth." It was an atheist group though that's on Discord.
Yeah.
And I never got a chance to go in. It's still in my message, matter of fact. Guys, the group that they I guess they ready to go in on it, but he was just a fun time for me. I didn't take him serious, you know what I mean?
You can't take it serious because the argument is simple. Listen, that argument simply goes down to this: God exists because God exists. God. That's literally that's that argument. God exists because God exists.
You got to be the dumbest in the world to think that a precept argument works. I mean, I don't know what else to say to you, man. If you're a presuppositionalist, man, to me, I try to give credit where credit is due. Like some of the arguments, I do. As far as the cosmological argument for God, I think it's a pretty sound argument. It has a lot of holes in it, but it's pretty sound.
It makes a good attempt.
Yeah, it makes a good attempt. The ontological argument makes a good attempt to rationalize that it might be a creator being. But now the moral argument for God is straight doo-doo. All precept arguments are straight doo-doo. But like I say, those two arguments I say is probably two of the best arguments. Ontological argument probably being the best argument that any Christian could come with, that Aquinas created. Just dealing with ontology or the greatest thing that you can think of. But that's still bullshit when you actually break it down and you go through all the premises and when you go through all the conclusions, then you see you can easily just chop up the premises and the conclusions. But I'm saying I still give them props that is a good one, But the rest of them, I mean, it's just terrible, man. It's garbage. It's basic garbage. As far as philosophical debating, is nothing really to debate.
I'll just put it very plainly. I've never seen a convincing argument for God, and I would love to see one. I've never seen one. I've never seen one that even came close.
I'm not saying the cosmological or the ontological argument for God are convincing. I'm just saying that they're good. They're the strongest ones that they have. It's nothing convincing. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm saying, like when we talk about the precept, like we give the precept absolutely no goddamn. We don't give the precept argument no time of day. People like Satan Bruggen Cake, that shit is ridiculous. You could chop him up in your sleep. You know what I mean?
No, but don't forget, they was catching cats out here early when it was new because you didn't know how to maneuver. But as soon as cats caught it, then it was like we was all waiting for those like little traps they like to set. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Because you know all that bullshit, brain in a vat, dumbass, psychological, rhetorical, dumb shit. People get caught up and try to start answering them dumbass questions. Yeah. That's why I see it was an okay argument, but it's a dumbass rhetorical argument. It never made sense. You know, all this brain in a vat shit, or how do you know you're not, you know, all these stupid ass questions that is asked. It makes no. It has nothing to do to predicate that your personal God of the Bible exists. It doesn't. I mean, nowhere near it. So you know it. So no, that's stupid arguments. That's stupid. Like I say, I do.
It sounds like you're a brain in the vat. That's why you say that.
Right. You are a goddamn brain in the vat, you dumb motherfucker. You got to be the brain in the vat by yourself. But the thing about it, like I say, I just say I don't know where. Like we're in 2019, man. I don't know, you know, what it's gonna take. Well, you know, I guess I do know what it's take. It's gonna take time, I guess, because you know, you think about it when you look at the number of skeptics that is today. I mean, when I say skeptics, I mean whether it's agnostics, atheists, or whatever, agnostic, atheist, whatever you want to call yourself. The number of that particular group today of non-believers, non-theists, skeptics are so much bigger than it was just say 20 years ago. You see what I'm saying? So with this leap of the number that we have now, and of course with technology and the internet and libraries, more online libraries, people are learning, people are more less religious. They're less religious than they was 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. So I guess, you know, only thing gonna basically close this gap with ignorance of religion and people using more reason and rationale is basically just gonna be time. Now I guess maybe our great grandkids, they won't be thinking about no damn Jesus. Even though I know Christianity will still be here, Islam, I'm sure, will still be here, but I think it'll close the gap in the next 50, 100 years if we don't kill ourselves with nuclear warfare or something. You know?
Climate change. We don't kill ourselves with climate change.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just hypothetically speaking, if the earth is still here in another 200, 300, 400, 500 years, then I'm sure religion is going to dwindle more and more and more and more and more and more because, like I say, the numbers don't lie. History don't lie. You know, you look at atheist numbers and agnostic numbers and just non-believers numbers, 2019, just go back 200 years. It was, you know, it was hardly even thought about. You called yourself atheist, 1800s around in a certain place, 700, you'll be hung, you'll be killed, you know, for heresy. So you think about that now. You just think about that. Put that in perspective and think about maybe another 100 years from now, another 200 years from now. The religious gap, the religious and non-belief gap going to even be more close. So, you know.
Yeah, and don't forget the more science advances, the less religious the population.
Right.
Science is going to overthrow religion, nothing else. Because eventually, and it has, more or less, I think science has overthrown religion. This is just like the last gasp of that. Because, for instance, you know, people, even though people still pray, we've done studies to show it has no effect. You know, and even though the Bible has like cures to leprosy and stuff like that, nobody's going to lose. You know, if you use the biblical core, you can go to jail for doing that. So it's interesting that, you know, at this point in time, the more knowledge we get, the easier it is to let religion go. But it's going to be that the fight to finally really just let it go is going to be how quickly our knowledge advances, especially in technology.
You're right. Because you think about it, man. You think like this is just the point you just made. And Christians, I always ask Christians the same thing. For God, for you to believe in a deity that is all-knowing and knowledge has surpassed all of us, right? Yeah. From beginning to end, why would he not have a more modern cure for leprosy? I mean, why would he just be talking about leprosy? Well, he didn't mention, you know, there's going to be new diseases going to come up and, you know, and I'm going to have a cure for these. Cancer still killing people. Children still cancer, man. It's terrible.
When I first read through the Bible, I thought the devil wrote it about God. I was like, is this the devil's viewpoint? You know, it's just kind of horrible. God's, you know, he's killing children and everything. This is like a warped, twisted view here. And then, you know,
the Bible is pathetic, man. He's terrible, man. That's a terrible character. And he's worse than Thanos.
And the worst thing is that when you bring up any of these, like, you know, God's ordering the murder of children, God does this, God says stone gates, God says this, it's, the Old Testament really doesn't matter. And it's like, what? You just threw out half the Bible, or because it became uncomfortable?
No, you threw out most of the Bible. There's 39 books in the Old Testament.
That's
only
true.
27 in the New Testament.
That's true.
So
You threw out the majority of the Bible because it became uncomfortable.
Majority of the Bible, not even half. Yeah, more than half. That's terrible.
Well, we don't really have to listen to the Old Testament. I'm like, all right,
well, just cut it out your book then. Just cut it out.
Like, it got so bad yesterday, they got me quoting Bible verses on like Galatians 4:5, and they're like, that's in the Old Testament. I'm like, and you guys call yourself Christians? Galatians is in the New Testament. Yeah, they didn't know that.
That's terrible, man. That's pathetic.
Yeah, it was a struggle. It was a struggle.
But you be putting yourself in struggles like that. I know you love that shit.
Oh man. Yeah, I like the struggle.
He loves it.
I like the struggle. Yeah, you know me. I like the struggle. I don't mind tussling, but I like tussling to try to really understand something, not just to tussle.
I've been so busy lately. My mind just haven't been twisted back to talk to these damn religiotards. But I'm finna get back into my religionary mode to talk to these people.
Yeah, but you know what though? But have you guys ever felt, because it's like sometimes I feel like I forget this study that was going on that says the only way that we understand the insane among us is that we test, their not only their beliefs, but we test their conclusions, and then we find them to be insane. Let's say the guy who believes that he's Napoleon Bonaparte or something like that. We kind of feel it out, and that test is about, and that test really about being normal is about how close you are to everyone else. Normal is what everyone else would do in a situation. Normal is what everybody else would think. And if the closer you are to normal, the better society says you are. So with that said, Drag, you said something? Oh no, I thought I heard something in the background.
No, that was me.
No, I ain't saying that neither. But go ahead though.
No, I'm just hearing something in the background. Hold on, what part did I leave off? What part did I leave off on?
He's talking about this dude that thought he was Napoleon.
Oh yeah. So they were saying, well, if you take that same reasoning and apply it to atheism, and you have 95% of the planet who considers God's existing, it's just like being in a theater, and we're there with 100 people, and something happens, but 95 of those people say we saw a goat on the stage. And it's 5 people that says we didn't see the goat. Who are you more likely to believe? The 95 people or the 5 people? Who are you more likely to say is insane? The 95 people or the 5 people? It's like the 5 people are the ones who you are less likely to believe. And that's where atheism stands. Right. They're the 5 people saying we don't see anything, where the other 95 are saying it's clearly a goat.
Right, exactly. So we kind of fighting up against
like before. The issue with that is that, if we generally just kind of use consensus just as a quick metric on, what we find valid, we understand that by itself can't really be enough. But just for I guess the lay folks, yeah, it is. But people have been wrong in droves before in the past. So that's part of the reason we learn history, so we don't repeat those same mistakes. And so we don't just, rely on lazy thinking in order to draw conclusions.
That's right. A good example of that, man. I mean, there's a lot of good examples of how the population, which we know that's a logical fallacy now. Believing in the popular view, that's big major logical fallacy. But just take a history note from the Black Plague in Europe. All of the Christians in the Catholic Church believe that this Black Plague, which was just a nasty disease, they thought it was a disease from God. Thought he was punishing them because they weren't praying right. So, and this is what they believed because they was ignorant. And this was the popular, the majority of the people believed in this crap. So just because, like we know this, like I say, like Drag said, there's a lot of incidences where the popular, the major consensus was dead ass wrong. So that's something that we know for a fact. So that basically means nothing now.
That's true.
Absolutely nothing.
Well, hey, one day we'll get it. But next,
Tom said, I believe crazy people exist, but not ghosts.
Yeah, you can prove crazy people exist. That's easy.
Right. That's pretty good.
Yo,
What's up, Zeal? See Zeal in the
History.
chat. What's going on, man? Hey, man, anybody in the chat? Well, got something they want to talk about or ask or what? Unless y'all had something else y'all was going on, Drag or Nate?
No, man. People just kind of distracted with this damn drama. Brett Keane live, so people trying to go watch that and all this other.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I see the
Brett
that's-
Keane.
thing going on.
Yeah, what's up with Brett Keane, man?
He's still fat. He's still ugly. He still ain't got a life. He's still capitalizing on other people's shit. Ain't nothing really much up, but they just want to see his ass try to get in the. He instigating. I mean, I know. Yeah, I'm in the middle of it.
That's what he do.
I'm trying not to instigate, but he's full on instigating it. So, I mean, it's entertaining. So that's pretty much where folks
Yo,
at.
so
like,
let's do this. Let's
go for
close. Let's close out.
Psychopathies.
Hold
I got
on,
the
yeah,
Rams,
let's
man.
close out.
I hate the Patriots. Even though Tom Brady, he got my respect, but I'm going for the Rams. You know, plus I'm from LA.
Yes,
so I
yo,
gotta go for the Rams. LA hometown, man. So.
that's true. Your psychopathies. I am going for shit. I am going for the Rams too. I hope the Rams are not. That's no disrespect to the Patriots. The Patriots are. Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback to ever live. That's the Tom Brady.
Yes,
but
he is.
I'm just hoping. I'd rather the Rams win. Go ahead, Drag.
I'm just upset that I saw a Facebook post. I ain't talked to my cousin yet, but my Saints got robbed, from what I understand, and I don't even want to read.
Yeah, they did. They did get robbed.
Hey,
Straight up. That was a straight up illegal hit. I mean, the ref should have saw that. But
Listen. If the ref don't call it, it ain't illegal.
Oh man, this man hating on your Saints,
That's what
Drag.
they said. They said the ref don't call it. It was a legal play.
I you know what? I'm used to that. I'm used to people. It doesn't matter if the Saints doing good, they doing bad. I'm gonna be a Saints fan. Fuck everybody else.
No, the Saints had a great
Yeah,
season. They should have won that game, though. That's that. Which is
My
sad.
girl from New Orleans, man, she hated that.
Yeah.
But you know, hey man, listen, I did want to see. I love Drew Brees. I don't like the Saints, but I love Drew
Oh yeah,
Brees. But listen,
Drew Brees too. Yeah.
yeah, Drew Brees, he's a hell of a dude. But I really wanted to see Drew Brees against Tom Brady because they never saw each other in the Super Bowl. That would have been a great fucking Super Bowl, man.
Yes. That's two
Hell yeah.
two super elite quarterbacks in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that would have been a hell of a Super Bowl, man.
But this
I
one's
wanted to
still
see-
going to be good, though. This one should be good.
Yeah, because the Rams the Rams I think is better than how they got a better team on paper than Philadelphia was last year. And you see what Philly did. And Tom Brady and them really got the same team. Belichick and them don't really improve. He's just a smart ass coach. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Belichick is probably the smartest coach on ever to
He,
live.
he don't really improve on players from year to year. He goes with the same fucking team, the same quarterback. They're just good, man.
Yeah, but most people can't even name one of their wide receivers. What he does, he puts players in systems. He don't need stars. He just need people to understand systems. And as long as he got
See,
that,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You don't see improvement like from year to year. You know how other teams try to boot up and get better running backs, and you don't see New England necessarily doing that. Sometimes they go for the better players, but like they talking about Antonio Brown might be going to New England next year. That'd be a hell of a thing.
that'd be crazy.
Yeah,
because you remember when Randy Moss went up there, they became a super team.
Yeah, but they just Eli Manning wanted it a little harder. That's all. But that was a badass squad, man, with Randy Moss and Tom Brady.
They
man.
went undefeated. They went undefeated only to the only game they lost was the Super Bowl game,
They went 17-0. That's right.
and they lost to the Super
team-
Bowl.
Only team in history to go 17-0 in regular season and playoffs. You're right.
No. Miami Dolphins, 1972, 17-0.
No.
Undefeated season.
No. They the only team to go 17-0. Miami went in 72. They went 12-0.
Oh,
Well,
I thought they won the Super Bowl. I thought they were 15.
Yeah, it was 12-0. It was 12-0. They didn't have as many games as they had when Tom Brady and them went.
Oh,
Tom Brady and them went 17 games without even losing.
yeah.
They lost the 18th. They lost the 18th game in the Super Bowl. But the Miami Dolphins in 72, they went 12-0. The 12th game was the Super Bowl. So it was five
wow.
less games. Right. It was much less games back in the 70s.
And then you got to get up and play that shit again. Yeah. That's going to be tough. Yeah.
That's tough, man.
Oh,
So
well,
best games.
listen. Let's set this up for next week. So listen, guys, just so everybody else out there in TV land knows, we're going to start doing a Wednesday show. So we're going to give you guys two nights.
Hey, Nicola in the chat told Jesus Lord to eat a dick.
Yeah.
No, leave our
What's
troll.
up,
Leave
Nicola?
our
What's
troll
up,
alone.
Nicola?
Leave our troll alone. Well, listen, guys.
Oh, hell no, man.
Listen,
All
guys,
right, y'all.
we want to thank you guys for the support. This is Nate Brody for Dragnot Silvers and Emperor Atheist. This is the Three Black Heathen Show. Thanks again for your support. This was actually pretty fun tonight. I know it was a little bit more chill and laid back, but you know, it's just one of those type of days, man. And there's a lot going on tonight. So listen, have fun.
There's a lot going on.
And we're going to see you guys real soon. See you guys next week. Peace.
All right. Hey, you know we got to do some rescheduling about the Super Bowl too.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot about the Super Bowl.
So we're going to do some rescheduling maybe.
Yeah, because we don't want to start. We definitely don't want to compete with the Super Bowl. So
right, we can't do that.
But
so I don't know if we're gonna Saturday or we.
Yeah, maybe Saturday might be the better day.
We might have to do next Saturday. Let everybody know. So we went because Super Bowl Sunday. You know, everybody gonna be trying to tune in for that.
So Saturday at 9. So we should do like Saturday at 8 or 9.
So you want to do Saturday at 8?
Yeah, Saturday at 8 sounds good. What about you, Drag? How's Saturday at 8?
Saturday, yeah. Just remind me. I'll be around.
All right, cool.
All right, let everybody know, man. We're gonna come on next Saturday so we can avoid the Super Bowl traffic on the internet.
All right, y'all.
Peace. All right, y'all. Peace.